So on paper, this should be the part where the story gets easier. Now imagine a guy, he makes £67,000 a year selling technology in the Netherlands. And that number, it looks solid until the paycheck meets the apartment. Now, after Dutch taxes, after rent, after groceries, and the bill required to keep normal life running, the leftover ends up being so thin, he can't even take the holidays he moved for in the first place. Now, this is not hypothetical. This is the 25-year-old American whose account Business Insider published under the name Disappointed Dreamer. He spent years trying to leave the United States for what he believed would be a better future. He thought he'd have a higher standard of living, vacations, the ability to travel, money that did not vanish the moment the month started. And he felt like he made it. Junior tech sales role, £67,000 a year. Then the residual showed up and the upgrade started looking like a lateral move with extra paperwork. Now, the first number is the one they put in the job offer, the £67,000. The second number is the one that actually lands in the account. Now, using standard 2026 Dutch tax estimates, £67,000 produces roughly $3,900 a month before personal pension deductions and without the 30% ruling. Now, we don't know whether he receives the 30% ruling or not, so the conservative comparison uses the standard tax treatment. And that is the number that has to pay for everything here. His complete monthly ledger wasn't published. So let's just test the complaint against the realistic Amsterdam month. Private market one-bedroom rents in Amsterdam currently run about £1,800 to £2,400. Plenty of modest places sit around £2,100. Start with £3,900 estimated deposit. Subtract another $2,100 for rent, and you're left with $1,800 for every other ordinary cost of just being alive. So groceries for one person in a Dutch city easily can run £350 to £400. Utilities, another $120 to $160. Mandatory health insurance around $140 to $160. And transit or a modest car share can run another $80 to $120. And suddenly the leftovers under $1,000. Often closer to $700 or $800 once any small buffer or clothing replacement is factored in. And that is the residual that has to absorb a broken laptop or an unexpected dental bill or a rental deposit dispute or one emergency flight home. Now, the salary, it looked comfortable on paper. Then the Dutch deposit met the Amsterdam rent. And this is where the move starts acting suspicious. Taxes, of course, take the first bite. Housing takes the second. Then food, utilities, transit, and every other ordinary monthly expense line up like they heard the buffet was still open. So now the $67,000 is still technically there. It's just no longer available for the life it was supposed to buy. He can't take the holidays he crossed an ocean for. And he worries about replacing clothes if something gets ruined. He watches people his age ski in the winter and party in the summer while he stays home trying not to spend. Now, a thin residual does not only cancel vacations, it cancels the margin for error. One damaged laptop, one job gap for even 6 weeks, or one family emergency that requires a flight. The buffer that was supposed to appear with the higher living standard, it never arrives. And that is the private strain here. The effort that was supposed to create freedom produced a tighter version of the same problem. So who keeps collecting while that residual shrinks? Well, Amsterdam landlords in a market where demand has outrun supply for years. It's the employer that pays the salary it promised, or the landlord that collects the rent the local market allows. And neither one has to make the move feel like an upgrade. The housing shortage over there, it's not a rumor. It's the same supply and demand story Americans already know all too well. It's just with different street names. And fuel prices that make Americans $4 look polite. Because in Europe, the gas prices are crazy. Now, groceries rose after the same inflation shock everyone else dealt with. And taxes that fund the longer vacations and public services still come out of the same paycheck before the rent's even paid. And the Netherlands, they divide the bill differently. taxes, monthly insurance, and annual deductible instead of letting one hospital visit arrive dressed like a ransom note. I mean, you still pay. The invoice just has better manners, as it were. Now, a careful budget can protect the leftover, but it cannot make £2,100 apartment stop costing $2,100. It cannot negotiate with a housing shortage. It cannot turn a grocery salary into a net salary by bleeding harder. That is the financial break here. Because he did not cross an ocean for a larger number on a contract. He crossed it for more life after the contract. And if the new residual is the same as the old one or even smaller, the upgrade happened only on the map. Now, none of this means the move is automatically a mistake. Better transit, more vacation days, a different healthcare structure, safety, and the experience of living abroad carry a real value. Now, a person can rationally accept a thinner residual in exchange for those things. The problem is selling the move to yourself as automatic financial relief when the residual actually never improved. So the social media version of this story usually stops at the passport stamp and the first cafe photo. But the real version continues to the moment the first full month of bills clears and the vacation fund ends up still being empty. Now, those live like a king posts are the highlight reel. The outtakes are the part where the money runs out by the 20th and one expensive flight home can swallow months of whatever advantage was left. So the salary, that's the movie trailer. The residual is the after credit scene where you discover the theater has already emptied your wallet. So before you accept the offer or book that one-way ticket, put three numbers on the screen at the same time, right? First, what actually reaches the account? Not the salary wearing its best interview clothes, the real deposit after the taxes, after payroll deductions, and any pension contribution. And do not add the 30% ruling because somebody on TikTok said all expatriates receive a coupon. Confirm that you qualify. Second, the rent, where your real life would have to happen. Not the national average, not social housing with a waiting list longer than your employment contract. Look at the current listings with a realistic commute. Because an apartment is not affordable if reaching the job requires 2 trains, a bicycle, and the determination of an Olympic relay team. And third, calculate what remains. Subtract the rent, subtract the groceries, the utilities, transportation, health insurance, the ordinary bills that do not care how beautiful the canal looks. And then compare that number with what remains today. Now, his full monthly ledger was not publicly disclosed. So this isn't even proof that every person is earning that type of money. It proves something more useful. The headline salary cannot answer the moving question. It's the residual that has to answer it.